On this episode of Geek Dad Life, we're going to review the ToySaurus Studios Ecto Ghost 2XL. Hey everybody, and welcome to Geek Dad Life. It's your host, Jay Glaffelter here, and today we're going to be reviewing a boutique toy from ToySaurus Studios, and it is essentially a 2-up of the Ecto Ghost that came with the Ecto 1 vehicle from Kenner's The Real Ghostbusters toy line, and there is no better vehicle than the Ecto 1 when it comes to Ghostbuster vehicles. And the companion ghost that it came with is always been a favorite of mine. And it definitely fits in with those Wave 1 action figures. So really cool that ToySaurus Studios was made this toy that I don't think anybody was necessarily asking for. But once I saw it on the vintage Ghostbuster Collectors Facebook group, I knew I had to have it just because it was just a really neat idea, and happy to support this item. I will include a link in my descriptions below so that you can purchase one if you would like to. I don't know how limited this run is going to be. It does come with a free enamel pin. It is $30, so it's definitely a higher price item, as this is definitely a lower run, not like a mass retail item by any means. But I think getting the enamel pin as well as the Ecto Ghost seemed to me well worth the $30, just because I really want to support something like this because I would like to see more of it from ToySaurus Studios. Before we open it up, I did want to kind of comment on the box art of this. It is a simple box, but I love how it kind of shows the enlarged Ecto Ghost kind of towering over the Ecto 1. So really fun details that ToySaurus Studios didn't need to do, but shows that they really love the old Kenner Real Ghostbusters line. So let's open this thing up and see what it looks like. So first thing right off the bat that I like is that we get this awesome enamel pin. I collect these. I really need to do a video on some of the different ones that I've picked up. I kind of, whenever I see a cool geeky one that kind of hits one of the many different geeky things that I enjoy, I absolutely try to pick it up and put a nice little thank you note on the back of it. So just a really neat enamel pin. Definitely going to go on my backpack. And, when you think most of these are usually $10 for an enamel pin, I think that really kind of adds to the value of this item. All right, now getting to the thing we all are here to see, the 2XL Ecto Ghost, just wrapped in simple paper, and it's awesome. It's just such a simple variant from the original Ecto Ghost in that it's just 2 times the original size. But, something as simple as that change has this dramatic effect where you have, this really kind of neat desk item that looks great. I think the colors are a little bit different here, but really, that they all kind of change with age. This one's a little bit lighter. I've seen, many different kind of colors of these Ecto Ghosts. I've run into, many over the years. But I still think, the color just looks right, even though it's a little bit darker than my example here. But still, I think it's neat. It has kind of a slight translucence to it, just like the original Ecto Ghost. Definitely has some nice heft to it. And the details look pretty good, as this being kind of a custom, kind of a boutique mold here. It looks good. It looks just like the original Ecto Ghost, including, kind of the original kind of trademark stamp on its little spine there. But yeah, comparing them both right next to each other, the 2XL looks a little bit shinier and feels a little bit shinier than the older companion ghost that the Ecto 1 came with. But most of those ghosts now, the plastic's kind of, or the rubber, whatever it is, kind of is degrading over time. This one feels nice and fresh and new. And yeah, it looks great. I think choosing the Ecto Ghost makes sense for their first one. It's, just kind of one big hunk of plastic, so it's easier for them to do. But I would love to see them do all of the Wave 1 Ghost with those figures, mainly because the thing that really caught my eye with this on that Facebook post was comparing or having it sit right next to the Diamond Select Real Ghostbusters Peter Venkman, and it kind of scales perfectly with those Diamond Select figures. So, putting the original Peter Venkman Kenner Real Ghostbusters figure with the Diamond Select, and it's, kind of pitch perfect with it, really. So I would love for them to do, all of the Wave 1 Ghosts, so we can kind of have them with our Diamond Select Real Ghostbusters figures. If there's one miss from that line from Diamond Select, and again, love everything they did with it. Love having the front of the firehouse. Not having those original companion ghosts is the one miss. So if ToySaurus Studios goes for it and makes them, that would be really, really cool. So yeah, just looking at them here, I think it's just, I assume they're probably going to go for it. Hopefully this Ecto Ghost 2XL does well enough so that they want to, kind of really tackle probably the more difficult sculpts of all of the Wave 1 series figures, companion ghosts. All right, so I think that does it. That's all I can say about this awesome toy. There's no articulation or really anything else to talk about. I just think it's a really, really neat item that, again, just kind of was not something I thought I needed. And then once I saw it, I had to have it. So kudos to ToySaurus Studios for a great original idea, a fun take on, something that's simple and small from the original Kenner Real Ghostbusters toy line that, now I hope they kind of do more and more of these companion ghosts from the original toy line. All right, that'll do it for this episode of Geek Dad Life. If you like what we do on this channel, hit like, hit subscribe, and click on that bell icon to be notified when the latest episode of Geek Dad Life drops. Tonight, Monday, March 9th, 2020 at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing a special live episode of Geek Dad Life with a special guest host, Ralph Oppel from Darmalars, All Right, Let's Do a Podcast, the Kaiju Podcast, a good friend of mine from, 15 years ago from my lost podcasting days. He's going to join the show to talk about the unveiling of the composer that's going to be doing the score to the new Ghostbusters Afterlife film. He is a connoisseur and big fan of film scores, and I definitely wanted to chat about it with him. And don't worry if you miss it; it'll just be up on the channel to watch at any time that's convenient for you after it streams live. So until then, hasta luego and goodbye.